Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome to this year's 30 and 30. It's time for 30 videos and 30 days throughout the month of April, wrapping up once again with a 24-hour live stream. And this is your chance to come along with us to ranch, to farm, to run multiple businesses, all the while trying to raise a family here in Northeast Wyoming. Along the way, you get to experience the highs and the lows, the extraordinary wins, and sometimes the crippling defeats. I do have to warn you though, we don't pull any punches. It's all about real life and showing the world where your food comes from and the families behind it. And this year is really unique because we're faced with a number of new challenges. If you haven't noticed, I'm starting here today in a cemetery that was originally part of the ranch. Around 1927, the cemetery was donated to the county, and it's here that we find, right here, Gilbert, my father-in-law, who passed away 10 years ago today. Gilbert was born in this county in 1929. He lived here his entire life. His family homesteaded north of Gillette, and later on in his life he became a rancher. After a job at the local co-op, a stint as a taxi driver, and even a transporter of prisoners across the country for our local sheriff's office. When coal was found on the original homestead, Gilbert had a unique problem. He could have taken his newfound wealth and went on a permanent vacation. He could have traveled the world, or at least been set up in a nice house in a nice climate with sunshine and some rain. Somewhere where your biggest worry would be that it might cloud in before you could get your tan on. Instead, Gilbert, he doubled down. He sold one chunk of land to the mine and bought another, banking that the county that he had known his entire life would continue to pay out for him, both financially and spiritually. He purchased the ranch that we're on today from the Barclays, a well-known local family that homesteaded here in 1922. They ran Hereford cattle and sold some of the best bulls in the United States. But Gilbert decided to take his ranch in a different direction. He dabbled with fattening yearlings, bringing in 6-month-old steers and keeping them over the winter and into the summer, letting them get their fill of the local prairie grass, then eventually selling them for a profit to feedlots. I think it worked, maybe 50% of the time. Then Gilbert began to grow his own herd. He began a cow-calf operation. Cows lived their entire lives here on the ranch. Their only job was to have calves, and Gilbert's job was to raise them, then sell them at auction, and just repeat the process the very next year. In the early 2000s, Gilbert married Erin's mom, Rita. And in 2008, Gilbert changed the ranch even more when he and Rita allowed my wife, Erin, and I to come to the ranch to help him out. We left our corporate jobs in radio and began learning the ropes of a cow-calf operation in Northeast Wyoming. We only had Gilbert on the ranch for a few years, and he passed away on April 1st, 2012. Rita took over ownership of the ranch and most of the cows, aside from a small herd that Erin and I owned. She allowed us to take care of the day-to-day of the ranch. She allowed us to grow and raise our family right here on the ranch. And now, 10 years later, she's allowing us to take over the ranch for ourselves and buy it from her, giving her a much-needed retirement after years of drought and a difficult cattle market. While the sale of the ranch is still not done, Rita has sold all her cows, and for the very first time ever, every single animal on the ranch is owned by us. Each one is totally our responsibility, and a whole new pressure is upon us. And while Gilbert and Rita went along with the traditional cow-calf operation business plan for years, over our years, in the background, we began setting ourselves up, sometimes unknowingly, to be able to take the ranch in a whole new direction. We started attending farmers markets. We began selling beef and pork directly from the ranch to local customers. We began a YouTube channel to create awareness and make people think and care about where their food comes from. And most importantly, we began to recognize that our product was more important to us if we didn't sell it to the lowest bidder and pass it down the line where eventually somebody would make 3, 4, or 5 times the amount off of the same thing as we did. And now that decision is up to us. We've removed ourselves from the way that cattle have been sold for over 100 years in this country, at auction, where someone else tells you what your time and effort is worth. We decided that we can decide what our time, our effort, and our product is worth. So for the first time ever, this ranch is exclusively direct to consumer, and all of a sudden, everything is a lot more important. You see, when you take cattle to auction at the end of the year, you're guaranteed a paycheck. It may not be what you think you're worth or your cattle are worth, but you get one, no matter what. That paycheck dictates what you have to spend on the ranch the next year. But now, we aren't guaranteed anything. Our product is now judged not by an auctioneer or a buyer for a feedlot, but by a parent who wants to buy the best for their family, or someone who wants to have the perfect steak for a barbecue, or a little old lady who needs a roast for her crock pot. I gotta tell you, it's extremely stressful. And now as we head into 30 and 30, we begin calving, the beginning of the entire process of getting food from the ranch to your plate. Gilbert definitely went through a lot of changes in his ranching career. He saw thousands of cows being born. He raised stockers, bulls, bred heifers, and sold calves. And we are proud to take the ranch to the next logical direction. And really, Gilbert is only 65 feet from the ranch property line. And I feel like we're bringing him along with us for another change, because change is not only inevitable, oftentimes it's required. So, as we kick off the 30 and 30 this year, I wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory on what we've got going on and how we ended up here. But really, it's not about the past, it's about the future and how we're going to get there. And how we get there, if it's anything like most days, will probably be in the John Deere Gator. We're heading out to check cows this morning. We have had a couple developments on the ranch that you guys haven't quite got to see yet. If you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, you've probably seen at least one of them, but we had a new one that just happened this morning. This is number 73. Her calf was just born this morning. It's our second calf to be born on the ranch. A cute little heifer, pretty good size, got a little bit of meat to her bones, and hopefully will be a useful addition to the ranch. We're planning on keeping heifers back this year, and she'll get to stay on the ranch for the rest of her life. Or at least that's the hope. Love the little calves on the ranch, and that's one of the greatest things about the 30 and 30 is that it happens in the month of April, and a majority of our calves will be born this month, usually about 60% of the calves on the ranch. So we're going to have a lot of calves this month, but we're also going to have a whole lot of fun. We've got projects on the way, including fencing projects. We've got a feedlot to build, RV parking to put in. We've got bangs vaccination for our heifers. We've got the breeding of our heifers. We have to buy a bull this month. We have all kinds of stuff going on, and I'm very happy that you're going to be with me every single day here on the 30 and 30. I have to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors of the 30 and 30 this year. MetaHeat, who makes the heater that goes into our calf warmer. We are very proud to have them as a brand new sponsor. We put their link down in the description. Go ahead and click on that. Check out MetaHeat, see what they're all about. They're all about saving calves, and hopefully this year they're going to save some calves right alongside us. Also, FBN, Farmers Business Network. Check them out at FBN.com. We're on our way out to find our first calf of the season. He's a little steer, and when I say little, I mean little. He's just a little tiny thing. This is not his mom. That's his mom. Right here. Hi, Mom. How's your baby doing? You're slimy and slobbery, and I don't want to have you in the gator right now. So that is his mom. He seems to be doing pretty well. He's really small though, about 50, maybe 60 pounds. And for a calf born out here on the ranch in April, well, actually he was born back in March. It's a little small guy. But we're out checking cows this morning. First of all, I always like to take a look at the calves that are born. They're usually pretty close to home, easy to find. We've already checked both of them, so really all we have to do is do a quick drive around in the home pasture and just make sure that nobody else is off deciding to have a calf. The easiest way for us to do that is to get up to high points and take a look down. Over the next month or so, you're going to get really used to being in the gator. We're going to spend a lot of time out checking cows and making sure that everybody's healthy and happy and calves are okay and all that kind of good stuff. But people love that, right? So the other thing we have coming up is our 24-hour live stream. That happens at the end of the month, so all bets are off there. I mean, that's 24 hours of unedited video, and you never know what might happen. So over the last few years, it's always been kind of exciting to see what's going to happen and how I'm going to mess up or whatever else is going to go down. We also have some really cool stuff coming up this month that I want to let you know about. We have giveaways going on, and our first giveaway is in tomorrow's video. We have a $100 gift card from Erin to give away. So make sure you come back, watch tomorrow's video, and all you have to do is comment on the video and you can get entered, but I'll remind you guys of how it all works tomorrow. And we also have sweatshirts to give away throughout the month. We've got lots of stuff planned for the 24-hour live stream, more cash giveaways and products, merchandise, and all kinds of cool stuff. So you're going to want to make sure that you catch every single video that you can. Follow along as we continue to explore the ranch life, escape the ordinary, even during the 30 and 30, because we never know what's coming up, and this is your chance to follow along and ranch every single day right alongside me, Erin, Matt, Jeff, the entire family that's here on the ranch. Along with all those giveaways and everything else that we've got going on this month, I also want to tell you about a couple other things on our website, OurWyomingLife.com. We have brand new 30 and 30 t-shirts that are available only throughout this month, including a special live stream t-shirt that you can check out as well. Also, another really cool thing, if you're a Patreon supporter, which you can do for only $1 per month, you can now order beef and pork directly from the ranch delivered to your door. For the next week, April 1st through April 8th, all beef and pork is 10% off. You can head on over to our website, check it out, look how to sign up to become a Patreon supporter, and get your beef ordered right there. So that's all really cool stuff that's happening right here alongside with the 30 and 30. So I don't see anything else going on with cows or calves. That's pretty much it for today. We have a whole lot going on. I've got to get this video pushed out and ready to go. I really want to thank Gilbert and Rita for giving us the opportunity to be here on the ranch, for giving us the opportunity to do what we do and do it the way that we want to do it. And hopefully it all pays off in the end, because the main goal is to have something here for future generations. That's why Gilbert left it to Rita, and that's why
we're taking it over now, and Gilbert's family that homesteaded here, and everything else, all the generations that came before us. It's all important, and it all comes down to this, to today, to the next 30 days. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow right here on Our Wyoming Life.